Hi there, welcome back to Backyard Bass for part 3 of our session on major scales. What I want to do with this session is get you to play your major scales in every key. So it's really important not to be able to just play in one particular key. You've got to be able to play on every single key there is, okay, on the major scale. I'm going to get into a thing called the circle of force, but before we do that, I just wanted to show you 3 different patterns we're going to use so we can cover all of the keys. So we know this one, if you've checked out the first 2 videos, you know this fingering for the major scale, and that's a movable fingering, so whatever note we put a second finger on is the root note of that scale, off we go. If we play F, which I showed you in part 2 with the open strings, that fingering, we're also going to use that starting on the A string, and that's starting on a B flat. So that's a B flat major scale if I start there on the A string, and that's got 2 flats in it. There's the other one, E flat. Okay, and the other finger you're going to need to use to play this around the circle is this one starting on open E. So that's got E, F sharp, G sharp, open A, B, C sharp, D sharp, so there's no open D string there, and E. And again we've got that tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. It's the same construction. Okay, now what I want you to do, we need a system so we can effectively play in every key. And I like to use a thing called the circle of force. Some people call it the circle of fifths. It's basically the same thing, so don't be confused if someone mentions a circle of fifths. It's exactly the same thing as what we're going to do now. So, in music, as I said before in some of our other videos, the distance from one note to another we call that the interval. Okay, if someone's talking about interval, it's just how far is it from one note to the next note. Okay, and we're going to work in the interval of fourths. Okay, so if I play my C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th note of that is going to be F. Okay, so the distance from C to F, we call that a 4th. And we're going to go around the circle of force. So we're going to start on C, and 4 notes up that scale will be F. Now if I played an F scale, I'm going to start an octave lower, but I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 notes, and that'll give me B flat. 4 notes up a B flat major scale is E flat. But when we do the circle, I'm not going to start there because I have to shift, so I'll do it up here. E flat, same note on the 6th fret. 4 notes up the E flat scale is A flat. Again, I'm going to start an octave lower on a lower A flat. Then I'm going to go, the next key will be D flat. Next one will be F sharp. B. So they're all using that same C major fingering, same as we use for C major. Now here comes E. That's the one with the open strings, 4 sharps. And then A. Exactly the same as E, but starting on the A string. D. G. And we're back at C again. So we've been through every key. So, I'm going through this fairly quickly, but just take your time with it, you'll get the hang of it. We're going to do it, we'll go a little bit faster than this. So we're going to go at 100 beats a minute, and I'm just going to play around the circle. C. F. B flat. Now up to E flat, 6th fret on the A string. fret on the E string. flat. It's B, and now we're going to E. A. D. G. And back to C again. Okay, so that's the circle of fourths. It's a great way of practicing. So any riffs or scales, whatever, I like to practice them around that order. There's a whole bunch of reasons for that, but the main one is when you start getting onto improvising over chord changes, a lot of the time chord progressions will move around in fourths. So if I'm playing an A chord, there's a good chance the next one might be a D minor, might be a G major. So if you're used to going from A to D to G when you're doing your practice, it makes it easier to put it into real life, and that's the most important thing, be able to put it in to real life when you're playing with a band, make some music and have some fun with it. Okay, I really strongly suggest you work on the circle of fourths. Just take your time with it, you'll gradually get the hang of it. You'll find lots of patterns actually occur because the strings of the bass, E, A, D, G, are actually tuned a fourth apart. So you'll notice that quite often the next one will either be straight across on the next string or down 2 frets next string. Okay? Good luck with it, and I hope you enjoy it, and I think if you really work on the circle of fourths, it'll really help you improve your playing. Okay, see you next time on Backyard Bass.